No. No, that's not a catch. That's not a catch. Fucking Seahawks!
Can you just describe what you're feeling in your heart right now?
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to describe the feeling of, not playing for so long, or at least what feels like a really long time to me. And then you sit there, you watch games, you wonder, can I do this still? I haven't been out there on the field. That's the human nature of it. You get back out there last week, I'm like, you know what? I'm the man still. I can go do this.
And how would you describe these past few days in your life?
Yeah, I think all of that is really irrelevant at this point. We ain't played good enough. I didn't play good enough. We got us.
What happened on those two interceptions in particular?
I was trying to be aggressive in that moment. We had multiple opportunities in the game to open it up, and we didn't do that. I didn't do that. I didn't do my job good enough. Being a lot of that. I just got to be better.
Nick spoke about the 2-minute offense in particular. What stood out to you in those situations?
I've been talking about execution all year. Been on the same page. Everyone been on the same page, and we didn't execute. I don't think we're committed enough. Just got to turn it around. It's a challenge that we have to embrace. Just continue to see it through.
What do you mean by that, about being committed enough?
Commitment. I don't know that I had a dictionary on me now. Excuse me. I don't know how else to say that.
I guess, how are you seeing that present itself?
Just, it's a matter of being on the same page. It takes everyone being all in all aspects, and, it starts with me. There's multiple opportunities out there. in the end, there's not another way you'd rather have it. You know, the trust that we have in one another, how much we communicate as players, and, you know, taking advantage of those moments when you have them to open the game open, whether it's in the final minutes or, you know, early on when we false start in the short yardage situation. I mean, we just have to be better. I have to be better, minimizing the mistakes, the penalties, the mental errors. Just playing team football, and it starts with me leading that. You know, we've lost games, you know, because I could be better. You know, that'll change everything, and I accept that.
It's been 3 consecutive games now where the offense hasn't scored in the 20s. As you know, the defense has taken a lot of criticism. There's been change there. What's the offense's role in where the team is right now?
Yeah. You know, I think you can point the finger at whatever. You know, I like the opportunity to go out there and execute regardless of what the circumstances is, and I didn't do a good job of that. I didn't lead good enough. You know, I didn't do a good enough job bearing any circumstance. So,
Jalen, how important is it for you to kind of take accountability? You know, saying that you could play better and everything like that when things were going, so wrong for you guys the last 3 weeks.
That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. Everybody has their role in it. I know it starts with me, you know, and we got to pick ourselves out of this. You know, I ain't really too fond of the, you know, you practice the same habits, you're getting the same results, and we have to make a internal change in how we attack things, how we come to work every day. You know, it starts with the little things, how committed we are to doing what we're doing, and it all starts with me, the quarterback. And so, you know, it's a challenge that I'm embracing. I have embraced, and, you know, as tough as these times are, I still see light at the end of the tunnel. It's just a matter of believing. This one hurts. Hurts bad. It hurts bad just knowing the opportunities we had out there. But, you know, so what, now what? You know, how do we attack the future? How do we attack what's in front of us? You know, we still have an opportunity to do something special. We got to clean a lot of things up, though, to do what we want to do.
When you say internal change, is that something like with you and the entire offense?
It's every person. It's every person truly changing something within themselves to better influence the team. That's every person. Every person. So, you know, there's gonna come a time when we learn from all of these things, but I guess we're still in the learning process. You know, and the reality is you never stop learning, but. You know, I hate losing, but when you play like you deserve to lose, it's hard to beat that.
If I can circle back to the first question, I respect that you said how you feel. It does not matter, but how did that affect you tonight? And just logistically, will you fly back with the team, or are you going to fly back separately?
I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it comes down to execution, bearing any circumstance. Execution has been the name of the game. You know, there have been games where we've done it really well, and as of lately we haven't. You know, and that starts with me, the quarterback. And so I'm very critical of that, and I got to be better. You know, and I will be.
Have you been warned that was a point of emphasis as far as moving the ball?
They've been warning me that for years. You know, I think, you know, when you're trying to get a forward lean and really do that, I think I've had a tendency to do that in the past, so they've definitely warned me before. You know, I think that it's got to be smarter, especially in that situation. I think, you know, if that's a full yard to gain, you know, probably not as much, but I think because it was so short, the fact that I moved it forward at all was going to get called, and just got to be smarter than that.
What's your role as a veteran on this team to guide the guys through the last 3 games?
I mean, obviously, you're your job as a veteran is to continue to just push and work and get guys focused on preparing and getting better and blocking out a lot of the outside stuff. I think we had our opportunities today. This one's tough. It's a very tough game to lose. A lot of implications involved in it. Frustrating day to say the least, but all you can do is move forward and play the next one.
What did you see from Jalen? He was obviously sick. Was he battling through it?
Yeah, of course. And I expect nothing less of the guy. I mean, he's proven to battle through stuff like this before. He's a warrior. He's a competitor. Obviously the game didn't go our way, but he made some outstanding plays for us, for sure. Anything else?
Did you see his ability to perform diminished at all due to his illness?
Jalen?
Yeah.
I thought he made a lot of plays. I don't know that it looked like it was diminished. Obviously, it's always going to affect you a little bit, whether you're hampered with an injury, illness, whatever. But I know there's the 2 interceptions, but he's trying to give guys a chance to make a play, and just doesn't go our way. I thought for the most part it looked like he played really well. We did a lot of, we're just not quite consistent enough, and penalties and little things like that hurt us big time.
Obviously, you got to be happy with the way you ran the ball most of the game. What do you think was missing in the second half to put more points on the board?
We had more opportunities in the first half. You receive the ball to start, you're going to get more opportunities. They had a couple long drives. I don't know how many drives we had. We had 4 in the second half, 3 or 4. Would have obviously liked to, finish with more points. And I thought, for the most part, we moved the ball decently. Just had some turnovers, had some penalties. Obviously, the big one by me. That's ultimately what ended up costing us.
Overall, this defense, do you think there was some improvements in this game?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I think up front we handled the run a little bit better. A few got out on us, but we still weren't, quite there, of course. But I think we showed some improvement where we really wanted to, but the difference was we didn't make it where we needed to.
Did you notice any differences with scheme or style or anything with Matt calling the plays in this game?
I really just worry about what I'm doing. For me up front, really, it's been the same, honestly, for me. I'm just playing fast, and, the call's always been simple for us. Just go.
How does this team respond after, yet another loss? You guys were 10-1, now you've lost 3 in a row. Obviously, got a great group of veterans on this team.
The same way we always do. We just got to get the corrections, go back to practice, and, hope fix it. That's all we can do. Go home. Go back, fix it.
How do you think the defense is going to respond with having a new guy calling the plays on defense, running the show?
I think we responded well. I think a couple plays got away from us, but I do think we played hard. I think they played fast, but missed tackles. Just I don't want to say little stuff because obviously it's not little, but yeah, we just got a couple plays, changed it.
So this week, obviously, with a new play caller, Matt, were there any adjustments? Did you see any differences in the defense and the way it was called?
We probably played up a little more, played a little tighter coverage. We emphasized just challenging receivers and making them earn it. So I think, and we blitzed some. I'm not sure how much we blitzed more or anything like that, but the biggest difference is just challenging and just being aggressive.
What do you think was a difference in the second half? Obviously, they started running the ball a little more and then maybe hit some big plays.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think in the second half, they started running the ball. That whole first series, they ran the ball and scored. And then just at the end, they just made the plays, and we didn't. So sometimes that's how football goes.
In your mind, what does this defense need to do, to fix some things to pull out the win next time?
I think we played a good game. I wouldn't say great, but I think we played a good game. We got to get the ball somehow. We didn't get any turnovers. I think they maybe had a 4th down stop. I'm not sure. Or did they call that flag? I can't remember. But the only thing we need to work on is just get turnovers for the offense and get them more chances to score. Because if you don't get any turnovers and the offense doesn't score here or there, then you automatically make it a close game. So we just got to get the ball.
Final question for you. Obviously, this team was 10-1. Three tough losses.
Yeah.
How do you guys respond, come together to turn this around?
You gotta just keep going. In the moment it sucks, and but we've built. Luckily, we've built a good kind of cushion. We gotta get out of this rut though. We gotta win a game. NFL is like that sometimes. I think the 49ers had the same situation earlier in the season, and but at the end of the day, you want to play your best ball in December, leading into the playoffs. So we got to snap out of it.
Appreciate you. James, what was the play call on that one? Were you expecting some help or anything on that last touchdown?
Oh, no, I was just playing the sticks.
Yeah.
Who's it, man?
What could you have done differently in your mind?
Nothing really. He just ran past me because I was sitting at the sticks.
Brandon over there said, man, we had that one. How frustrating and disappointing is it that you guys played pretty well as a defense and gave that up at the end?
Very frustrating.
What's it going to take to get out of this 3-game slump? Flesh said he's sick, feeling this way, losing.
I got to play better.
How do you feel like the defense adjusted with kind of all the changes that happened over the course of the week?
Oh, we did pretty good. I just didn't play well today.
How difficult of a week was it when you are changing the play caller on defense? Did you guys get together and discuss how to move forward with this?
Honestly, it wasn't too difficult. You probably wouldn't be asking me that question had we won and I made a play, but I didn't play well, so it wasn't really difficult for the team.
Was there any sort of transition process throughout the week to make the adjustment?
Ask that again, please.
Was there any transition when this adjustment happened and how practice went?
Oh, no, we kept everything the same. They just switched roles.
You expect the safety help over the top on that 3rd and 10?
Oh, you talking about the first one or the second?
The touchdown.
Oh, no, I was just playing the sticks.
I was saying, as the week kind of developed, we obviously kind of got the news about it, pretty early in the week. I mean, I don't know who told you guys or whatever, but, we just handled it in the house, and I guess obviously we was going to find out anyway. But, yeah, Matt Patricia took over and kind of ran the meetings this week, so had a good week of practice. Feel like we did a lot of good things in this game. Didn't tackle particularly well. I think our 3rd down was just a little bit better. It's just I feel like their defense made a little bit more plays than we did, and 2-minute drill, situational football, we got to be better there.
What do you think were the differences with Matt Patricia calling the game? Is there any nuances or anything that were different?
I mean, it's hard to say. Obviously, I just felt like we just played a little better, on defense. Like you said, we was a lot better, like on 3rd downs. I wouldn't say we was great, we still obviously gave up some. But like I said, I don't think we tackled particularly well. I think obviously we had a really good first half, and it was really crucial for us to come out in the second half to have a really good drive, and we gave up a touchdown. So you never know when those things are going to come up and bite you. But if we were able to get off the field there, we missed a couple tackles, and it was there to drive down the field. So like I said, some good things in the game, but we just didn't play well in the most crucial situations, which is at the end of the game.
What do you think are the things that the defense still has to fix?
I mean, I think we can be better in a lot of situations, but like I said, I just don't think we tackle well. We usually tackle pretty good, but we didn't tackle well at all. We can obviously continue to improve on 3rd down. Our red zone was pretty good. I think they was 0 for 2 in the red zone, forced some field goals there, kept us in the game. But yeah, it's always things we can improve, and that's exactly what we're going to do this week. We're not going to sit here and dwell on it. Obviously, we got a long plane ride, so, guys are going to do a lot of reflection. But, coming back up, we have another, big game. Obviously, we got to find a way to get off this losing streak, and, we're going to stick together and just go back to work.
Kevin, what did you see on the 2 deep balls that you on that last drive, the one to Metcalf and the touchdown to Jackson?
You've seen him catch the ball. I mean, those guys made a play. I mean, DK, obviously is a really good player. He made a play there. And obviously number 11 made a good play too as well. So, those guys get paid too.
Was there any leaders that spoke up this week, guys who have been here for a while about the change with the play caller on defense?
As far as did they like it or not, or
kind of getting guys together, and maybe it's a jolt that this is happening, that you're changing up. Who's calling the plays?
I mean, this is a business. At the end of the day, no matter if it's anybody's calling the play calls, whoever it may be, when the call goes into the linebacker and he relays the call, we got to go out and execute the call. So, and that's just me personally. I just always feel like it doesn't really matter who's making the calls. Whatever call is being made, we have to execute. So as players, like I said, once we get through the week and we kind of make all adjustments and everything, on game day, this is our day. So at the end of the day, obviously, we all as leaders know we kind of spoke just throughout the week just about making sure that we just continue to harp on the details, continue to study, practice hard. Like I said, we had a really good week of practice. I think it showed for the most part today. But like I said, those crucial situations, first drive out of halftime wasn't good, and obviously wasn't good at the end of the game.
First, have them backed up at the 8 and then to not be able to get a stop.
I mean, that's things that we talk about, keeping them against the back line. And obviously, as a defense, we didn't do a good enough job of, keeping them back there. They made some plays, and I mean, it was just one of them games. Now it's 3 games in a row, so it's the same stuff. We didn't close the game. We didn't do a good enough job on defense. Obviously, we didn't do a good enough job as a team. But I think the biggest thing is we have to focus on us and stay together. It's been a rough 3 weeks for this team, and just like all good teams. They face a little adversity, no matter how good you are. And right now, I feel like we're still a really good team, and we're facing a lot of adversity. So I think the biggest thing for us is, so what, now what, right? It was one of them games where I felt like we should have finished, as a defense. I want to be on the field in those situations and close the game out for our team. But apparently they made a couple plays. They get paid too. So we think we're running out of chances right now. I think we've got a couple more games left. Obviously we're hard in the playoffs, but we're looking at the bigger picture. I think now we got to focus on being a better team on the road. I think we didn't play good the last 2 weeks. We didn't close the game out. So, as leader of this team, leader of this defense, I just got to keep pushing everybody, keep everybody positive. Not single anybody out. Keep everybody in a good mood. And spiritual winning. So we get a chance to play a division opponent coming up. They know us, we know them. So we're gonna line the football up and go play.
Fletch, when did you guys find out that Patricia's going to be taking up the play calling?
Oh man, it's the NFL. So things happen. Obviously, some things got shaken up. Obviously, at the same time, you got to understand where it was not a player decision. As I always say, I'm employee 91. So it was a good week of practice. The side's been really, really good for us. Through training camp when he first got here, he's a good play caller. But obviously, as a staff, as whatever it is, there was a change, a little shaking up, and we still got the side back. That's the biggest thing. Always having his back, supporting him, and obviously, Matt, he's calling the plays now. So it's different. We got to adjust and move on.
So none of the leaders were like. Nick didn't go to any leaders and talk to you guys before the decision was made.
We do a really good job of keeping the stuff in house, in this organization. Apparently that got out. It shouldn't have got out, and it did, but whatever. So, we're looking forward to, again, practicing this week and moving on to our next opponent.
With that switch, were there any tangible changes during the week?
I think the biggest thing is, with two different coordinators. They're going to be a couple different things. You're going to approach it a different way. You're going to do things different ways, and as a pros, we have to adjust, right? I think we did a really good job, adjusting and being pros, and we got a lot to learn from. We didn't close the game out today, and I think that's the most important thing. Was winning this game today. We didn't win the last 3. Now we got to try to claw stretch and win a game. We got to get that feeling back. Haven't had that feeling. I'm sick right now. We didn't. So gonna be a long plane ride back to Philly. We'll get home about 8 a.m. in the morning. Kind of get our thoughts together and regroup.
When a coaching change is made like that, do you guys view that as a reflection of the way the players are playing?
I mean, the players are going to play, right? We're going to play whatever call is called. You know, the coaching change there's no effect on us. It's just, you know, kind of getting used to the way that he formats and call the games. So I think, you know, it's a lot to learn from today. And we know Matt's going to come in, you know, whatever day we come in and watch film and break this thing down, and he's gonna keep us together. You know, that's his biggest thing, keeping us together. The leaders keeping this team together. Not nobody going anywhere, singling nobody out, pulling ourselves out of anything, because, you know, we lost 3 games. I said last week, find out who the real dudes are. We got to do it again this week. You know, against a team that's won a couple games, right? And we'll be ready for it.
Nick, why did you make the decision to go from Sean Desai to Matt Patricia? Who made that decision, and when was it made?
Yeah, I made the decision. I did what I thought I needed to do in the best interest of the football team. I didn't feel like, you know, we made some adjustments there. I didn't feel like we were playing well enough and coaching well enough on defense, so I made an adjustment. And it was my decision, and that's what I did.
When did you make that?
When did I make it? Yeah, I made it sometime in the middle of the week. You know, right when game planning was going on. I don't remember exactly what day it was. You know, I'm always gonna listen. It was a tough decision to be able to do this, but again, like I said, I did what I felt like was best for our football team. We're always making adjustments, and that's what I did.
Who makes the final saves on defense?
Coach Patricia.
After this last game, do you feel like you need to make another coaching change?
No. No.
Nick, you guys had 2 really long drives there early in the first half. I guess the other drive, what would you explain? How could you best explain the inconsistency?
Yeah, you know, obviously I thought we did a nice job running the football and keeping drives going. You know, we didn't get the finish in the red zone on the one. You know, we weren't great in 2-minute offense today. If we weren't good at all in 2-minute offense, I think we were 0 for 3 in 2-minute, which accounted for a lot of those drives. We responded with you know, they came up tied at 10-10, and we responded, and, you know, really wanted to be able to get up 2 scores on them, but, you know, obviously we weren't able to. I thought the defense was hanging in there and playing and doing some really nice things, and we just needed to pull away in that game, and we didn't. You know, some uncharacteristic things situationally, fundamentally, and anytime you have uncharacteristic things situationally and fundamentally, that's got to go to me first. And so we all got to be critical on ourselves, me and starting with myself. And like I said, anytime it's the fundamentals or the situations, that you got to look right at me for that.
The players, Sean Desai's role with the team,
and to follow up with considering what Hurts went through, how would you assess how he did?
Yeah, he really fought hard. Obviously, he was not feeling well at all. As you know, flying up separate. Thought that was obviously really a good decision. Jalen saying, you know, brought that up of not flying with his teammates, so he didn't get anybody else sick. And then, you know, he fought through. You know, being sick like that is no fun, and having to play in the rain and the cold. And so he fought through, and appreciate his efforts tonight to fight through in some tough times.
And when you fly back with you guys?
I don't know that, Josh. Yeah, we'll see. I haven't talked to the doctors yet about that.
And Nick, what's Sean Desai's role with the team?
Yeah, it's a collaborative effort on defense, and you know, obviously all the final decisions are made by Matt right now. But you know, I thought as disappointed as Sean was, I think he handled himself like a true pro, and we know Sean is still helpful to this football team because he's still, you know, he has a bright mind and he can help. And as I listened in on defense today, they were communicating back and forth very similar to the way Matt and Sean communicated, with the roles reversed. And so again, just made an adjustment. I understand that there's scrutiny, going to be scrutiny on it. But I feel like anything I can do in my position to help the team succeed, I'm going to try to do. So that's why where we are with that.
What was the determining factors in making the decision?
Yeah, wanted to make an adjustment because I didn't feel like we were doing well enough there in that situation. I know that's not something that that's common of a 10-3 team. That's not, but did that a little bit with myself in 2021 with Shane, a little bit different of circumstances, but just thought the adjustment needed to be made. So to give the defense a spark and help our players play better.
Nick, last week Darius Slay suggested that the guys aren't playing fun. They're tense. They're playing tense. Do you sense that this team, despite your record now after 3-game slide, that guys are tensing up and not playing the way they need to be?
Yeah, good question, Jeff. I mean, not winning is not fun. It's not, and so partly when you're having a lot of fun is when you're winning. To be quite honest with you, but we can't always let that affect our mood all the way through. Do I feel like the guys have fun Monday through Saturday, and then when it's time to work? Yeah, I do. But it's going to be hard for anyone to admit they're having fun right now on a 3-game slide. And so I think there was definitely times that we've had this year that have been fun. Obviously tonight is not, in the last 3 weeks are not one of them. And so again, we're in a slide, as we know, right? And so we have to get through the storm that we're in, fix our mistakes, and again, that starts with me, and get better from this.
Did you meet with the player council before you made that decision?
I talked to a couple of the guys, but I didn't do it before I made the decision. I made the decision, and then I let the players know. Partly, or main reason why, a couple of reasons why I didn't tell you guys first is I'm never going to tell you guys something before I tell the team. I'm always going to share that information with the team first, and also I felt in this situation it was a competitive disadvantage if I did tell you guys. So that's why.
Nick, what do you do now? Where do you go now? If you change defensive coordinator, defensive play callers, and you've lost 3 games, what's the how do you fix it?
You get up and you fix your stuff. I mean, we're gonna go through the process like we do at all times. Win or lose, you go through the same process every single time. You're not always. I mean, you're not always in control of some of the things that happen in a game, and sometimes not even the wins and losses, but you are in control of the process and what you go through. So we have to have the right answers as coaches to put the guys in position to succeed, and then we have to go out and execute. But it starts with us as coaches to put them in positions to succeed. And so if that means changing up some schemes, if that means changing up, like I did with the coordinators on defense, then we're going to do whatever we need to do to right this ship, because we know that we got a team that's coming in here this week. We still have our goals ahead of us. We know we clinched playoffs this week, but we're not really looking at that. But we know what we want to do. We want to be able to win this division. But that's the last time you'll hear me say that. We got to go win a game this upcoming week and make our corrections.
It's 3 consecutive weeks that the offense failed to score into the 20s. What role does the offense play in winning the team's record?
Yeah, shoot. Obviously, that's not our standard. It definitely plays into that. So, yeah, not our standard to be able to put points on the board. Again, I thought a couple times tonight we had an opportunity to go up 2 scores and with the defense playing well, and we didn't. Again, the 2-minute offense we got to fix. We got to get better at. I felt like we had some things rolling earlier on in the year, and you pride yourself in that. That's why you save your timeouts. That's why you do all those things, so you get the ball an opportunity to do those things at the end of halves. And we just weren't good enough there. And again, it starts with me of putting them in positions to succeed. And we'll look at our scheme and see what we need to do differently.
With the last defensive drive, the 3rd and 10 throw, and the touchdown, what was the defensive conversation around those plays, and what you got?
Just the call on what everybody's assignment was there. Obviously, good play by Metcalf, good play by Smith, and good throws by Locke. But we have to help the guys play the call better, and we obviously have to execute better.
Last one, Jeff, the interception that Jalen threw on the pass to Quez. What happened there?
Yeah, we've run that play quite a bit. We've hit that one. The defense gave us a look where it was an opportunity up over the top, and you'll take one-on-ones with safeties. Hats off to the guy to make a really good play. We can't allow an interception like that also, and I'm not saying Quez got to do everything he can do to break that thing up, but we'll take opportunities one-on-ones with safeties. Sometimes too when you're running full speed to defend Quez, when you're running full speed this way and you're trying to come back to the football, it's hard to always plant your outside foot in the ground and run through contact and try to gain a pass interference there. But hats off to them. They made a good play, but we'll take some of those opportunities one-on-one with a safety. And again, Love made a good play there.
All right, thanks, Will.
Wow, what an event for our crowd and our fans and the following and all that. What a beautiful night for a Monday Night Football game, and to make it that dramatic and all. That was an incredible football game. One nobody will forget that game. It was an interesting game in that early on we didn't get going well, and we stumbled around a couple penalties and things like that. We just lost our drives, and defense gave up an easy drive kind of in the first one, but then we just hung in there and just kept hanging. And it really was the theme of the night, that we just kept playing and knowing that if we just keep hanging in there, something good could happen, and we stuck with it. And sure enough, the plays just started happening. Some beautiful football by a bunch of guys. I loved the way we ran the ball in the third quarter. It changed the game. That drive, and then we threw it, and then the drive after that, we ran the ball well again, and really kind of took the game in our control for us. So that it was the game that we wanted to play against these guys, and so it worked out beautifully. So many guys made things happen in a special way. Kenny played a great football game for us tonight. He was all over the place. Just a fantastic game, running and catching. By the time the game was over, it took all night to get it done. Drew played a fantastic football game for us and did a beautiful job. DK came through in the last drive and then other times in the game, and just tough plays, really difficult plays. He made them that other guys might not make. And then the throw and catch to Jackson. I haven't seen the good looks of it yet, but I do know from what everybody's comments were, that's the guy that's going to make that play. He's going to make that catch. He's just that good. And for him to have that opportunity, for Drew to put the ball on him, for Shane to call it, guys protect all of that. There's so many gorgeous things that happened there football-wise that gave us a chance to get ahead there at the end. And then the defense finished the game. They finished the game and came through. Julian Love's game was, you tag it on to what he did last week, and then this week, incredible game, incredible plays. The last catch is exquisite on the sidelines. Toes tapping, hanging on to the football, in the game, winning the game, a walk-off interception all but. Just fantastic stuff. So, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you guys want to ask questions about, but we're thrilled to get that game. It's been a really difficult stretch. We've played great football teams that are on a high, and every game we've been in it, every game we've had a chance, and we just weren't able to get over the hump. This was a huge ball game for us, of course, going into the final stretch here, but our guys kept hanging, and it's so obvious. And we kept practicing really hard and working really hard, and everybody kept believing that we could do something. And so tonight is that night. So now we'll get cracking for the next game, and we got a short week, and we'll just have to come back together and get working.
92 yards, less than 2 minutes. What does this tell you about Drew Lock, the way he finished that game?
Beautiful football, just beautiful football. I mean, the poise that we talked to you about last week. I mean, that's where he's been. He's been on it. He's been in command. There's a couple incompletes in that drive. Came right back and hit it and converted and made the first downs and all. And then to throw the touchdown to win a football game. It's amazing stuff. He would be the first to tell you about the guys around him. The offensive line did a great job tonight running the football, and also pass pro, and they did a beautiful job against these guys and gave us a chance. And we couldn't ask for more for him in that game tonight.
What was the process like in deciding on Drew as the starter?
Yeah, Drew took most of the plays during the week. We really tried to save Geno as much as we could and not overexpose him because it's been so short, such a short span of time since the strain. We went out tonight to see could he play if we needed him to play in the workout, and he looked really good in the workout. But that was really the one taxing workout that we put him through. So we knew we could dress him, and if we needed him, we could go to him and in hopes we wouldn't have to, so we can buy him another week of healing, because it was really too soon. It was a tough decision. Geno, it was hard as can be on Geno because we got him all the way to that point and then say, no, dress, be there if we need you, but we'll go with the other fellas, see if we can make it to the next week so you can come back and play next week. And so we would be very hopeful that would happen, that G would be able to practice next week and get ready and prove it and really secure his opportunity to play. And he's going to do it in his brain. I mean, he's a freaking warrior, but we just got to make sure he gets the reps.
Did he fight you on that decision?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were battling. But, he understood.
How do you feel about the progress that Drew made this week compared to last week with the decision making?
Honestly, I can't tell you that there's that much. It's that different. I can't tell you that. But we did throw a couple picks. I don't have that perspective right now to compare it. But I thought that his night tonight was, a great night against a bunch of guys or championship club, and so he came through.
At what point before kickoff did you decide on Locke and Smith?
We went up to the window, when we had to figure out who could dress and all that kind of stuff. And so I didn't know before we went, we didn't know if Geno would be able to dress in the game, but he did a beautiful job in the workout and showed us that. And so whatever that time frame is, that's when we got serious about it and all that.
So when you decided he was active, that's when you decided Locke would start, or did you then decide later on about that?
Yeah, we took a little bit of time. I mean, because the first thing was just to react. Okay, he could dress. He could play if we needed him. He could go out there, and we'd have to figure out how to get him through the game. And he would have done everything in his power to do that. But I thought we made a hard decision, but a good decision. And now he'll have a chance to really come back, guaranteed this week. This next week. This game, 3 hours of playing football. It might have been the experts said it was too much to expect from him.
If Geno Smith's healthy, he's starting in Tennessee.
What's that?
If Geno Smith's healthy, he's starting in Tennessee.
Yeah, Geno's our starter.
How happy are you for Drew, given his whole story?
Oh man, I'm so thrilled for the kid, really. And this is first off, it's a memory that you're never going to lose. He's going to hold on to this Monday night forever. He earned it. He deserved it. He played up to the great moments in the game and came through. And it's been hard. It's been hard for him. Any guy that backs up that has the brain of a starter and the brain of a championship kid, it's difficult as heck to have to wait. And so he's had to do it. But he had his chances, and he almost put together a game good enough last week. And then this week he did the whole thing. So it was amazing.
Drew had, I think, about 116 yards passing before that final drive. He missed the one deep ball for Tyler early.
Yeah, we had a shot there.
To come back and hit the one to DK, hit the one to Jackson in the end zone for the game winner, to have him come up in that moment like he needed to.
Yeah, I thought that the completions to DK were amazing. One over the middle he ripped, but the one when he was really tightly covered, and for DK to make that catch in such a crucial situation, and the throw was low and contested and all of that, it was a fantastic play. So yeah, he made the plays he needed to make to win the game.
Only 2 sacks. I don't think Drew even got hit in the first half one time.
No, he didn't, I don't believe. Yeah. The guys up front did a fantastic job. The first quarter rhythm was screwed up because we had a penalty, then we had a second and 16 situation on a loss, and I think there was something else that happened. We couldn't get our first down to get moving. Meanwhile, they had possessed the ball quite a bit. So the first half just, you can't get much out of it, but we finished it doing some stuff. We were moving the ball, and we had a sense that we could go, and we had the ball coming out. And so, we had high hopes that we could get something going.
The run game in the third quarter you mentioned, was that because the first half that you just said you didn't have the chance?
We didn't get. Yeah, that's how we intended to play the game, and we didn't get a chance to do it.
What happened on the situation with the 4th down and the timeout and then the review?
Yeah. Well, okay. With the time running down, I called timeout, 1 second left, and. After I called the timeout, they challenged the play. And so I was a little screwed up on the rules on that one, and I was trying to get the timeout back. And in essence, because we called timeout, they had extra time to look at it, I guess. That's kind of what he was hammering me about. Because, they always get hammered, so when they get a chance, they get after you a little bit when you're not right. And so, that's what occurred there. And so that was, I'm sure, the right thing, but I was fighting it anyway.
Jackson now has 2 game-winning touchdowns in the final minutes again. For a rookie to be that trusted by the quarterback, the coordinator, what does that say about what he's done this year?
I'm telling you, he was so chilled. I mean, he just made the catch of his NFL career, and he was just as calm and poised. He's a great competitor. I'm serious about what I'm saying. What I'm saying here, this guy, it was not too big a deal. It was like no big deal. It's just, of course, I made that catch. He's been doing that his whole life, and it's that kind of confidence and savvy that allows a guy to separate from other players, and he's got that stuff in him. And I was incredibly impressed with that. I caught a couple glimpses of him in between all the craziness and all that stuff. He was just on top of it, man. It was really, really impressive.
John seemed to imply on the pregame show that he re-aggravated his groin in practice.
The week before, in a play, he just felt it. He didn't re-injure so much as he just felt it. And so we tried to do stuff this past week that didn't do that. We didn't want that happening because that's the setbacks that we were trying to avoid. So we were really easy on him and made it through it. He was willing to do whatever, but it was just he did not get a ton of work with any tempo at all. So we took it all the way, and we were saving him to check him out tonight to see if he could. Did that break give him enough that he could play? And he convinced us that he could do that, but yet it was still going to be very risky. And so, with everybody was kind of involved, and I had to call it, and that's what we did.
What was your impression of Leonard Williams' play tonight?
I'm sorry, but I didn't catch all the stuff. The guys in the locker room were raving about it. I didn't see what happened from him because I felt like they ran the ball pretty well against us, and we didn't want that to happen. But Leonard had to be doing a nice job because as the game went on, at halftime I think they're averaging 3.8 or something a carry. I felt like they had run for 150 yards, but they hadn't. So I don't have a good perspective. Sorry.
The 2 picks from Julian there to get his head turned around and make the play on the
That's 4 turnovers he's been involved with in the last 2 weeks. Holy cow. Holy cow, man.
How big was he in the fourth quarter for you tonight and last week too?
Yeah, he did an incredible job of playing. He had some other tackles up by the line of scrimmage. He did some cool, some really cool things. But both those catches were really challenging, difficult plays, and he made them look easy. Again, here's another kid that was just so comfortable with that moment, and he would go out and go make another one if you gave him a chance. He just was not moved by it beyond total poise and composure and all. It was really impressive. And he's going to have a baby this week too, so we're really excited about that. We finally got it figured out. It's happened on Wednesday, so it's been baby's been a little bit reluctant on us here. So he's got a big week coming here.
What is it about Monday night? Golden Tate raised the flag tonight. You guys have had so many great Monday night games that have come down the wire like this. What is it about Monday night, the magic that you guys can pull out here at the end?
Yeah, I really, I will go to my dying days not really know, to tell you the truth, because I can't figure it out why, other than the way we do it, and the way we talk about it, and we don't make this into something that it isn't. And our guys, we were so, I gave you so many examples of composure and poise and hanging in there and all that stuff. Drew did a fantastic job. It's what he said to the team afterward, how well we did that. That's being comfortable with the moment and not letting it get you. And we came through in great fashion.
Starting Jackson over Woolen on that.
It's kind of late, we're just kind of hanging out talking there. I really don't want to go home right now. I'm good. So if you get more questions, I'm cool. Yeah.
Starting Michael Jackson at that corner instead of Woolen.
Guys had a competition this week, and that's how it came out, kind of. And so, they're all playing good football, and so we just thought it was worthy of those guys having a chance, to battle for it, and that's just the way it came out from the week. So,
Coach, 8-0 against the Eagles in your time here in Seattle. What does that mean to you personally and the consistency of this program?
I like stuff like that, but it's no big deal. I don't mean nothing. It's just, I like numbers like that.
With as excited as they are in there, what was your message to them?
I don't know. I was kind of out of my mind in there, so I really can't recall other than, the big thing is to make sure that we realize that if you keep hanging, you can win. That's why we always talk about the fourth quarter. See, this is fourth quarter time right now. This is. We got 3 games left or something? That's right? 3 games left. This is the fourth quarter starting tonight, and it kind of was, but the funky 17-game schedule, you can't quite get it right, So, but it's not just words. There's a mentality about finishing, and we kicked this thing off exactly right tonight. So I'm excited about our chances, and these guys are too. They know. They know. This is what we talk about, finish all the time, all year long, off season and all that. And this was the first real moment, and we captured a heck of a night.
Why were you out of your mind?
What's that?
So why were you out of your mind?
Why was that out of my mind? Because that was so much fun tonight, Mike. Come on.
Last question. How close or not close was he playing, Devin?
He's got a legit issue with his hip, and it's not a damaged hip. It's just a hip pointer, but it's really deep and it's really painful. He's been really uncomfortable with it. So I can't imagine that he won't be able to make it back. But that's me wishful thinking. We need him back out there. By the way, I thought Artie did a great job playing that spot tonight. He was all over it. He did a bunch of stuff, disguising, rushing. He blitzed a number of times, and I was really fired up.
Jackson, Drew said that ball was always coming to you once you got the one-on-one there. I'm sure you're thinking the same thing, to be able to come through with it. How good does that feel for you?
I just want to give all glory to God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Just allowing me to wake up and play today. You know, super fun, emotional win, emotional game. Great team win. Drew Lock stepped up, and yeah, on that play, you know, I knew if we had man coverage, it was coming to me. So, you know, just thankful I, was able to make the play.
Jackson, there's a clip floating around right now that compares that catch with the one you had against Utah in the Rose Bowl. How similar were those plays?
Definitely kind of similar, same kind of corner. Yeah, I've been making catches like that, for a long time. So hopefully, that continues to carry on.
Drew Lock said you guys ran the same play on the first drive, third down. Doesn't go to you, it goes to play side. Did you know at that time that was going to be open later, that would be something to come back to?
I knew just by preparing all week that, if it was man-to-man, that, I was the go-to on that play. And we ran it before. And they did play man, but, football stuff happens. And then the next play, we were able to get it down. So, happy I got, the same look.
Twice now in your rookie season, they've called your number for a game-winning situation. Just what does that tell you about the confidence they have in you?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to control what I can control, and coming to practice every day, catching, every ball in the air, and, translate that to the game. So, yeah, I just hope, my team trusts me to make those plays, and it feels good for them to do that.
What Drew show you today, just coming out and leading the drive like that?
He's a competitor. He's a winner. Super happy. He got his opportunity and, showed out. We all had, big faith in him, in practice. He brings it every day, and, he's a good quarterback. So, happy he got to step in and get the job done today.
Anything else? Thanks, Jackson.
Can you take us through the first and the second interception?
Yeah. First one, I saw, I think it was Watkins screaming. He ran that route a couple times earlier in the game, and I'm dropping for him, and I just hear Q. I'm running with him, and Quandre yells, "Jew!" middle of the play, and because the ball was in the air. So I had a beat on it. I had good positioning and just looked up. The ball was floating and came down with it. Second play, I just had a good feeling of them going to go to number 11. A.J. Brown's a real deal receiver, and I was honestly watching him that entire play. I was in the post. I saw the double move. I just took off and saw the ball floating, and I must be living right because got my feet in, thankfully.
You could hear Quandre yelling at you in the middle of that play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at home, mid-play, nobody's really yelling. You're seeing what's happening. And, yeah, we have good communication between us. And, yeah, I heard him yelling, thankfully.
So you had deep post responsibility on the last one?
Yeah.
So you weren't where you're supposed to be?
Hey, I'm where the ball is. And so, yeah, I would say I'm where I was supposed to be.
Big picture, what does this game mean for you guys after losing 4 in a row to get this one?
This is huge. I think just, December football is critical. And you just need some energy and some motivation and some momentum going into the end of the season. And so I think we needed this game. Nothing's guaranteed going forward. We know that. But we got to carry this juice going forward. We, just a few plays here or there the past couple of weeks have really brought us down. But this, I already know, is going to revitalize us.
What does it mean to you guys to finish this game? I know a couple of games recently that you guys have had the lead, you've been close, and then the defense hasn't been able to quite come through those plays and be involved directly in making those plays.
Yeah, I said it, maybe last week, a few weeks ago, whatever. Like we make big plays each game. Offense, defense, special teams, we're making plays out there. It's just putting it all together in a cohesive effort to just be consistent and not give up the one-off plays. I think today we did that. I mean, obviously that's a good team out there. Philly's a good team, well-coached team, and they're going to make plays. But we played cohesively and just built off of our success.
It sounds like you've got a pretty big week ahead. Pete Carroll mentioned, in addition to 2 big plays in this game, which is exciting. You guys are welcoming a baby.
Yeah, hopefully, a healthy baby boy comes this week. My wife has been doing a killer job throughout this crazy stretch of football. Yeah, hopefully next time you hear from me, I'll have a newborn on my hands.
After this team, what does it tell you about this team, just to go from losing 4 in a row, backs are against the wall, to come out and do this against a 10-win team?
Obviously it shows that we're resilient. It's easy to kind of just give up on the year. I think, we have a lot of high character people in that locker room, and people just didn't back down. I mean, Bobby and Gino early in the week challenged us, got up in front of the team meeting on Wednesday or Thursday and just addressed us, just said what was in front of us. And, I'll let them talk about what they said specifically, but I think we all got the message that everything we have is in front of us for the taking. And so we just have to obviously get this one, and thankfully we did.
After some of the plays that Jalen and the Eagles got last year against you guys when you were the Giants, does that make it sweeter than what you got today?
Of course. Yeah, they lost them 3 times last year, and that was tough. Tough losses, all of them. And I have the best teammates in the world. They had my back, I had their back, and yeah, thankfully we got the win, or I got the win this year.
Julian, how satisfying? You've had kind of an interesting years. Early in the year, ton of snaps, and that went down for a while, but now you get a chance to play again. How satisfying and how challenging has it been for you?
I wouldn't say it's been too challenging. I think just my whole mindset to attacking football is just whenever I'm out there, make the most of it. Be productive. Whether I'm running down on punt, I'm going to try to make a tackle, and I have been doing that. And I've just stayed steady. I try to reflect and just think that football is just me playing in the backyard when I was a kid. And I just carry that mindset with me, and I think it leads to success. And so that's been my whole mindset, whether I'm playing a lot, playing a little. Whenever I'm out there, I just need to be having fun and producing.
Anything else?
Nothing else. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Can y'all feel that? Can you feel what's about to happen on this field, man? Can you feel what we about to get into? They don't respect us. They don't know about our heart, man. That thing is beating your doggone chest right now. Whatever you got today, I got to have it.